The epic and unbeatable Scrabble. The nerds with attitude.
I'm Shin the Hero. I got Old Henry Rage, Isaac, and Miss Prime JR. And
What's
we
up?
are the N.W.A. Nerds with Attitude. Okay, so I'm going to tell you this straight up first. Rise of the Tmnt, the movie on Netflix, is the best thing since sliced bread. Just tell you that straight up. And it's easily the best animated movie of this year. Fight me. Come on. Now, we're not going to go into like super deep dive, quick review type thing, because we will spoil the freak out of this movie. If you want something more like concise and professional, I would suggest you to go to Andre Blackner comedy channel. He did a great review. Man of 1,000 words. He did a great review on it as well. And I don't really care for Rob, but I think he's only really doing this because of the hype right now. But Rob has a decent review on Rise. But we will talk about it non-spoilerly in the beginning. Again, I will probably throw my hands up, throw some gang signs up and everything like that when we're about to get into spoilers about the movie and everything like that. First question you're probably going to be asking me, and most people, is, do I have to see the first 2 seasons of Rise to watch this movie? No, you do not. I don't know, Isaac, JR, do y'all agree with that?
I would agree, because it seems like its own separate adventure. Although the whole dynamic of the team is kind of different to how it is in the show, but it would still be a good watch to see by itself.
Isaac?
I don't think so, because I haven't seen most of the show. I've seen some episodes of the first season, but as a whole, I didn't find myself lost or anything. I mean, the only thing was like how some characters were acting. I wasn't prepared for, but we can talk about that as we get into the review.
Okay. I mean, I do agree with JR. The dynamic of the characters, it does shift because, spoiler alert, for those who, well, let's just take it back, because this show was discriminated against because of a lot of things. The reboot, how the turtles look, the voice acting, the premise of the show here, there, against turtle fans and all that, hardcore turtle fans. I'm not gonna lie, I was in that camp, but I wasn't deep in that camp. I didn't like how they looked. I didn't like the and me. I am a 100% hardcore turtle fan. I grew up with the turtles. They are about as old as I am. So I grew up with the turtles. I am down with the turtles. Like that. Not a word, Isaac. You shut your face. Anyway. I'm well versed in the turtle thing. And my biggest worry was the whole how the turtles look, which it grew me, and I actually like the art style and everything like that for Rise. And what also threw me off was the fact that it looked like that Teen Titans Go. And don't get me wrong, I love Teen Titans Go. I think Teen Titans Go is dope. but a lot of people, there's a stigma around Teen Titans Go, and a lot of people don't like Teen Titans Go, even though it's cool. I think it's a wonderful show. So when
it is a good show, but it's just
I did have apprehensions for Rise. However, I did think back though. When the 2012 show came out, I felt the same way about the 2012 show also. I didn't like how it looked. I didn't like the feel for it or anything like that. Granted, it was and I feel like I'm way more mature and older now, but I was in that mindset. This ain't the 87 Turtles. This is trash. Or this ain't the 2003 Turtles. This is trash. F this. Get out my way. Get blah. And it was, and I mean, granted, people do think like that, but like it takes a big person to evolve from that, you know. So the 2012s, for the longest time, I thought that was the best TMNT incarnation, close to the comics, different from the comics and everything like that. But Rise, I feel like Rise is a great series in general, not just
It's the most unique.
Yes, it is very unique. Out of the 4 animated series, I would say this before I get into that. I would say Rise is the anime of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe. And I know how somebody might like.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Someone might stick their nose up to that comment, but I would point you to Avatar, even Teen Titans, Monkey Kid. I would even point you to those things. Those are cartoons, but they have so much anime influence in there. The anime community have just was like, yeah, this is anime, dog. I don't know what you say. That's how I feel about Rise. Rise is like the anime of the Ninja Turtles universe. And I also, out of the 4, I would say Rise is Michelangelo. The 2003 series is Donatello. The 2012 series with the 2003 series is Raphael. The 2012 series is Donatello, and the 87 is Leonardo. That's how I would say about all 4 animated series and everything like that. I 100% adore Rise. Everything Rise, and I hope this movie gets so much buzz the series gets continued. I highly doubt Nickelodeon's gonna do that, because Nickelodeon is only really thinking about freaking SpongeBob.
They're idiots.
Like that. But
they're fucking idiots.
I really hope Rise gets a continuation because of this movie. It's so good. Even Rise itself, just watching the turtles grow from the jokey manner and everything like that, they actually grow into the turtles that you like. That's my piece just on Rise real quick. JR, give me your quick 2 cents on Rise and then the movie in itself.
Well, I agree with I was like you, like for the longest time when Rise came out, the show, I was like so hesitant about it, and then I tried the first couple of episodes and I was like, oh no, this is actually pretty cool. And the show kept going, and it kept this consistent tone of being like non-serious, just jokey side quests, and I was like, I don't know if I can get into this. It's so different from how we know and love, from the Turtles that we know and love, and I kind of fell off on it. But 2 weeks ago, I powered through the first season, and I was so glad I did, because it actually, as the Turtles grow, I grew to love these Turtles, because I began to like broaden my horizons. I was thinking too much about how the other Turtles are. They still keep to that same formula. It's only in Rise that they like jumble that formula up in a big way. And the more I kept watching it, the more I was like getting into this unique formula that they have going on. And I finally watched season 2, and I was like, so amazing. And by the end of it, I was like, this is one of the best turtle incarnations in a long time. It's It's so unique. The animation is so smooth and just, oh my god, I can't even form words on how much just loved the series. And then I watched the movie, and this is like a culmination of where this is all would lead to, but it's its own separate story from like the other main story. And jeez, it's just it's a wild ride. The whole series is a wild ride, and I really want them to continue on. Hopefully, they would continue on. I don't know what they would do if they would continue on. Maybe go to space or something. But
I would feel
yeah.
like they might bring
That's
out,
how.
they might get like iconic old Ninja Turtle like villains and do their own spin on it. Because season 2 they did do that. They was bringing out some older villains,
Right.
And put their own spin on it. And then even some of the newer villains.
Like,
what were you finna say, JL?
I was gonna say maybe the Triceratons or
They
the
could
those
do
Triceratops dudes. I could see that.
that.
I'm really excited if they would do something with those Triceratops dudes, just to see what crazy spin they put on them.
Isaac, your 2 cents on Rise, the show and the movie.
So the show, yeah, without spoilers, the show, like I said, I haven't seen a ton of it, but I will say the movie has me wanting to go finish the show. So I think the movie did its job. But the show was like, I remember watching the first episode of the show with JR, and we were like sitting in the car, and it was around the time that first episode had dropped. And I had only ever seen the promotional image for Rise, so I was like, why do they look like this? Which like was my first thing in my head was, why do they look like that? So we watched it, and I was like, this is strange. Because I mean, the thing that threw me off was the fact that they didn't have the weapons I was used to.
Yeah.
Like Mikey had a different weapon. I think Raph had a different weapon. I can't remember if Johnny had a different weapon. And I'm pretty sure Leo always had the 2 swords.
No.
But that was weird because I was so used to what their weapons were before. And I think that really is just Rise in general, where it just shakes up the entire lore of the Ninja Turtles. And it's one of those things where it's not like they're making things up as they go along. They're just changing things up to the point, but it's like they're changing things up so much that they're seeing if people will stay with it. And a lot of people did, and like we were saying, a lot of people didn't. And it was just one of those things where it was like, we're going to change things, but I promise it's going to get to the Turtles that you know and love by the end of it. So, I mean, just from that one episode, even though it was, kind of a big shakeup, the animation immediately was just like, okay, this could be cool. And then I saw, sadly, since I haven't seen the whole show, I saw the fight scene that happens in season 2, like the big anime fight scene, and I was like, oh,
the one with Shredder.
Yes.
Oh my!
And
sorry.
I would say even the first time they fight Shredder, with the ladders and everything, that's a great fight.
Oh yeah. And the movie does that
So
too, where it's just like
beautiful.
I watched the movie and the fight scenes were doing everything that I love in anime fight scenes. Like mostly I think Leo was doing it the most. The way Leo was just throwing his swords around, and I was like, I hate how cool this is. But it just like the way you said it, Walt. This is the anime Ninja Turtles. I was thinking that exact thing. I was like, I've always wanted Ninja Turtles to be anime and like over the top and everything. And Rise is exactly that. So I can't be too unhappy about it. But the movie ended up being a lot better than I thought it was going to be. And y'all know I'm emotional. I cried during the movie. Whatever.
We'll get to it.
It's whatever.
We'll get into that because like the movie does tug at your heartstrings too. Like it has everything. It has like super non-stop action. It got some horror, creepy elements in it, and it's got like it's got emotional. It got some emotional moments up in there and everything like that. Like the movie, I would say, in my opinion, is a perfect 10 for me. It's very rare that I give anything a perfect 10. But I would give this movie a perfect 10. There are stuff that I don't agree with and stuff that should have happened because there's like 2-3 characters like at the end of season 2 that should have showed up in this movie. One of them show up like at the end in a short blinking and missing cameo, and I was like, what the fuck? so there's that.
Man.
But at the same time, I get why they used Casey Jones and everything. Like he was basically the Trunks of this universe. But the quick 2 cents on the recap thing. Like the Turtles at the end of season 2, Master Splinter, Lujitsu himself, had said, "Now Blue is the leader," and so this is basically about Leonardo.
That was like the last second.
Leonardo, like, because the movie is heavily focused on Leonardo, no joke. But it's more about Leonardo becoming the leader that we know and love from old Ninja Turtles stuff. And this is what this is about, that Leonardo. In this movie, I really feel like, because Raph also grew on me too. Leader Raph grew on me. Because at first I didn't like Leader Raph. But at the same time, that was it the Turtle Power song? That when he was like, Raphael, he's the leader of the group. Hey, he's true now. That's right. Yeah, that's right now, man. You're right. But in this movie, I really felt like, especially in the beginning of the movie, Leonardo was straight up old Raphael. He was like Raphael. It was like that.
He was. Oh my goodness.
It was like a personality switch because Raphael was Leonardo. He was like our Leonardo that we knew about and everything like that. And they also portray Raph as the oldest, where versus in most media, Leonardo is the oldest of the Turtles and everything like that. But it was just a fun dynamic, and it was just fun. It was just a fun watch. I've already seen the movie like 3 times already. I've seen it once by myself. I've seen it once with my sisters. I've seen it once with my nephew. So there's that. But we're about to get into spoilers because I want to talk more about this. Just talk about our favorite parts and just gush about the movie in general. So if you've been here for the past 20 minutes and if we have not convinced you to watch Rise yet, what are you doing? Go get some class. Go have some. Go grab some popcorn and go watch this movie.
Educate yourself.
Get some taste and watch this gorgeously animated movie. Do it now. And after that, go find Lego Monkey Kid and watch that too. Because I said so. Anyway, we're getting into spoilers, so gang sign.
Why do you make pigeon noises?
The beginning of that movie when they were in the lair and Raph came in, was lecturing Leo, and then all of a sudden you see Leo get thrown out, and he flips out the little subway thing, and then Leo's like, "Ha, man, you must really do need training because you are getting rusty." And I was like, this nigga is Raphael. What is he? What? And then Raph came out.
This guy
came out. Like, I was like, oh snap! They're about to go at it.
Leo is like a combination of Raph and Mikey. He doesn't take it too seriously, but he's very arrogant on the way he's going about like the whole fights.
Yeah,
that's just oh my goodness. I love this new dynamic. Like it never occurred to me like how the turtles are at this moment, and it really changes it up when Splinter is saying, "Okay, now Blue is the leader," and it really shows like throughout the movie like how he's like. He's not taking his leadership skills seriously, or he's just like foregoing trying to be a leader because he thinks, "Oh, I'm the cool kid of the group, so I don't need y'all. Just y'all listen to me, and we will get through this." And oh my goodness, and the whole thing with Raph and Leo in every Ninja Turtles incarnation, there's always been a Leo versus Raph argument or fight or whatever, but this type of Leo versus Raph, it's so unique. It really changes up like how we see these turtles, because Raph portrays himself as a leader. He's the oldest. He knows more or less what he's doing because he's been taking care of the rest of the turtles for a long time now. And Leo was Raph, but with Mikey's nonchalantness. I will
say this. Throughout the series though, like the first 2 seasons, you do see the sprinklings of Leo being the leader. Like he was helping Raph out in the background most of the time. You even see that in the very early first episode. You see that in the very first episode. Like so, like it was always there. It just, and with that being said, it was also making Raph a better leader and a better character as well, which is how we get this Raph in the movie. So like, it was always there, and I would, like I said, we said it at the top. I don't think you need to watch the first 2 seasons, but you would have so much of a better experience in watching the movie if you've seen the first 2 seasons.
Like everything would make more sense if you watch the rest of the series, because like you could still watch this movie by itself, but watching the series would give you like an understanding of how these turtles are, how they are at this point in time. Like even in the very beginning, they have like the weapons that they like normally have.
Yeah.
While in the series they had these magical weapons.
Yeah.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah.
So people might get confused on that. But if they've never watched the series and they know the turtles for having, the weapons that they usually have, you would be okay with not knowing how they got their weapons back.
Isaac, what part of the movie did you cry? Was it the beginning or was it the end?
It was
the beginning.
Well, since we're talking about spoilers, it was, well, I cried multiple times, but it was when Mikey gave himself up to open that portal, because I was not prepared to watch Mikey be selfless like that. That was incredible. Old man Mikey was an absolute beast. But then, like, the other part that made me cry was Leo keeping the others out of the other dimension, and he was like, "I'm gonna stay here and fight Krang so you guys can get away." And him like floating off into space, clutching the picture of the turtles with him. I was like, no, stop. I wasn't prepared for that. But like, speaking of Leo, I think that was the biggest. Like, yeah, we're talking about the dynamic between the two of them. That's the part I wasn't prepared for, because as soon as Leo started talking, I was like, why is Leo talking like that? That's not Leonardo. But then I have to keep reminding myself the name of the show, the name of the series is Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So they are not. I mean, by the end of the movie, they actually call themselves the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So you're watching them grow up into the turtles that they are. So I had to like put that aside and be like, I know he's not the Leonardo I'm used to him being. I have to watch him, turn into that. So that kind of alleviated that fear. Oh my God, it's so early. But it was really good. And then I think my favorite part, actually, and my favorite part is not even one of the fight scenes or anything like that. I mean, like, I have multiple kind of favorite parts, but my favorite little thing is towards the beginning of the movie, after they botch they're trying to get that totem back from the hippopotamus dude and his little friend.
Warren Stone.
When the most
like,
underrated villain of this whole series.
I love Warren Stone.
Somebody, when they were talking about it, they were like, so they need this key to open the dimension or whatever, and they showed him the picture of the key, and everybody was like and they looked at Leo, and Leo was like, and like that little animation of Leo getting really shy and sheepish about it, I lost my mind laughing at it, because I was like, I mean, the whole movie is animated fantastically, but how fluid he went from being slightly embarrassed to like completely sheepish about it was hilarious. I thought it was the funniest thing. But I really can't say enough good things about this movie. Especially Raph turning into one of the Krang creatures. That fight was hard to watch. That was like, nah, never mind. I'm not gonna say that. But
JR.
No,
I had like Last of Us.
It felt like watching Night Watcher Raph beat the hell out of Leo in the 2007 movie.
No, don't you know?
Yeah.
That's not what happened.
Yeah.
We've been through this multiple times.
Don't start this.
Night Watcher. I hope Noah is watching this video. I hope he is going to be watching this. Night Watcher Raph got the brakes beat off Leo. Raph versus Leo is a different story. But Night Watcher Raph got the brakes beat off. Don't you dare say something like that. Anyway, like I would say, I'm not finna get it. Like this. Someone I say it every single time. In the comments below. In that movie, the anime movie, who won that fight? Who won that fight? Anyway, Raph didn't win a damn fight.
I miss Night Watcher Raph. I really miss him.
Anyway, they got me.
I really hope he comes back.
Got me all riled up. JR, what was some of your favorite parts in the movie?
My favorite part.
What was your favorite action part? What was your favorite action-y part?
My favorite action.
Favorite comedy bit part.
Oh. There's a lot that I forgot about. Yeah. I remember like the Krang fight with all of them, and they had their magic weapons. Their magic weapons back.
It's just the regular weapons. They just got their magic powers back.
Yeah. But I remember like when they were all kind of contained, or they were like restrained, and they were like, "We are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles," and then they had their weapons back, and I was like, "Oh shit, shit's about to go down!" And they were fighting off Krang, and I love how the Krang look in this movie. I just really love how they look. They look more grotesque than they do. Like in the 2012 series, they looked ugly. They look super ugly. But in this, they look ugly, but it's like a cool ugly. Like they're a monstrous, like edgy ugly. I don't know how to describe them. They just look awesome to me. But like when the main Krang had like his robot, and it looks vastly different from how we're used to seeing them. Oh jeez, it's I love robot designs the most, and the Krang robot is like now one of my favorite robot designs. My favorite comedy bit. I need to remember. Like, I remember the Leo thing when he lost when he admitted to losing the key. I thought that was fucking hilarious. What was it? I think it was the pizza balancing type. The pizza balancing thing. I remember that most of all. Leo! And then Donatello admitted defeat. He was like, Leo. I fucking love Donatello. This version of Rise's version of Donatello cracks me the hell up. Like his dry humor is just fucking hilarious to me. And the moment that I cried the most, it was like the very beginning when it was showing old man Leo and old man Mikey. Old Mikey reminds me of old Mikey from 2012 from the Apocalypse. Like, I think that's like his go-to design. Him being like a mystic guru type figure, which makes sense for his character. But yeah, when he died, I was like, oh damn, that fucking hurts. And it's not even like 10 minutes in the movie. What the hell?
I would have to say action-y wise. I mean, there's a lot of action parts up in there that is ridiculous. But I'd have to probably say the first time the Krang come. When the Krang come and they show up and everything, they get the brakes beat off them. And like, this is the first we've seen them lose before a couple of times, like especially against Shredder, but this is the first time they straight up lost. And the way the ending when the escape pods took everybody, and how Raph saved Leo when he got the thing, and when Leo came, the distress on Leo's face when he came out that pod and everything like that, and everybody was like, "Where's Raph?" Like it. After that fight, like that right there, that was like another one of those, because it was at that moment where Leo was like, I fucked up hard. And then even Casey, who looks up to him, who calls him Sensei Leonardo and everything like that. Even future Casey, future Trunks, he was like, he even gave him a piece of his mind. He's like, what the hell is that? You didn't listen to nobody. Like, You're not the Leonardo that I knew. You're not the great ninja that I thought you was. And then like that, like really hit Leo hard right there. I mean, there's another part that I really like when that man Leo launched himself into the portal to cut the techno drum, which that's the coolest techno drum I've ever seen. That's a pretty cool techno drum.
Giant eldritch looking eyeball.
But I would have to say the one that really just made me laugh, like bust out laughing, was there was like two of them. There was with Donnie when they were in the new turtle van, Shell Razor or whatever you want to call it. And Donnie was like, yeah, according to the tracker I put on Raph, he's somewhere over here. And Leo and Mikey looked at him like, Leo was like, did you put trackers on all of us? And then Donnie was like, no, yes. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, man, because this man,
I fucking love Donnie.
He just doing stuff sometimes, man. But my favorite part, one of the funniest things, I just bust out laughing because you know how Donnie is. He doesn't really like the affection thing. And when the Krang leader threw Mikey and Donnie and they were falling, and Leo threw Raph to the portal thing and threw him down, and Raph grabbed him, was like, Donnie, this isn't a hug. This is a rescue like a boss. And they landed, and when they landed and Donnie got up, he's like, are we in Staten Island? Ew.
Yeah. Everybody had that reaction in the movie. Like even Leo at the end when he comes out of the portal, he's like, "Oh God, are we in Staten Island?"
Another thing I have to say, like a certain detail that they just put in this movie was the fact that Donnie had a soft shell.
Yes, yes, I really like that. Yes.
I like that so much. It explains why.
Yes, yes.
It explains why he has that like tech shell that he always has. I just thought that was, like, I never gave it a second thought. He's the tech guy, so of course his shell's gonna look all futuristic or whatever. But to think that it actually had a purpose to protect his soft shell, I was so wow. That's a level of detail that I really like about these turtles now.
Yeah, I really like that. And then, I mean, also, like, you know, towards the end when Mikey, present Mikey, opened the portal because he was trying to get Leo out and everything like that. And you saw him starting to break apart. And I was like, oh no, is Mikey finna die? Oh no, not like this. And then Raph and Donnie helped him. I was like, oh snap, let's go.
Yeah.
And then when
I was really hype. Oh,
when the portal opens, the first thing Leo says, took y'all long enough. He was messed up and everything, like, took y'all long enough. And they pulled him out. And the Krang was trying to come at that man. Like, let's talk about the Krang real quick. This is the best rendition of the Krang. I would probably say the only thing that like rivals this Krang is 2003 Krang, or the Utrons. But like these Krangs, like you got the leader who's sophisticated and all that junk. And shouts out to the voice acting of these guys. It is just wonderful.
Oh yeah.
I forget the dude's
name.
They
went hard.
But he plays an evil villain real nice. But we have 3 siblings, and then the sister, she's the one who is the murder, kill, attack, the warrior one. And then we got their tech one, who is the small one, the quiet one. You always know what they say about the quiet ones. They'll machete you in your sleep. But I was really hoping. Oh man, I was praying so much with that small Krang his first words would have been his first saying talking. He would have had the original voice of the '87 Krang, and he would have been.
Or you just croaks a lot.
And this is,
God!
And then they would have made a joke where this is why you don't talk.
That's why we make you be quiet.
I wanted that so bad. I wanted that so bad, but it did
That would have been funny.
It did not happen.
It would be a stretch too, because I know that they paid homage to like the other turtles. Because I remember, I think in the series that they brought up the 2012 voice actors to voice a group. I don't remember what episode that was, but I thought that was pretty funny.
Well, now the Krang, man, like they turned people into zombies and stuff. Like I was creeped out. I'm not gonna lie, man. When the Krang first showed up, I was like, man, they wrecked these fools. And then when they turned the foot into those things, into the Krang bot things, I was like, oh snap!
That's body horror right there. That's fun.
And especially
turn Raph into like the fucking Last of Us creature.
Yeah. and when it was in the subway, when all those eyes showed up and everything around on there, like I was creeped out, man. I was like, man, they did a wonderful job with this Krang, with these Krangs. Like they made them a menace, like for real. They made them a menace.
Yeah, the Krang was spreading the T virus. That's what was happening. You can tell.
They really did. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Like, I don't remember their motivations though. I don't think they had like very strong motivations. Like they just wanted to take over.
Yeah, they
take over the Earth or destroy the Earth. Or whatever.
Yeah, they were depicted as planet conquerors and everything like that. And remember, they came back in the day when Shredder was around and everything like that, and then they got resealed by the human Ninja Turtles, which they paid that homage to from the comics, because in the comics the turtles are reincarnation of Hamada Yoshi,
Splinter's kids.
Yeah, Splinter kids.
Yeah,
Splinter's kids way back then. Yeah.
But I love that.
I thought that was a nice touch. I like that.
So cool.
But like it's like I said, let's get into anything bad things we did not like about it, or the very lack of bad things, and then we'll go into our closing statements and all that and the score. Isaac, I see your hand up. What you got? What you got, player?
This movie's too short. I think it's way too short. Honestly, because like by the end of it, I was like, man, I'm ready for a whole another like big fight scene, and it just didn't happen. And I was like, dang, I could literally sit through like another 30 minutes of the movie. And that's really what helped, because by the end of it, I was like, dang, I want more of this. Well, guess I got to go watch the show. So, I guess that, alleviates that. But still, I felt like the movie was too short. And that's really I think that's my only gripe about the movie. So,
JR, anything you didn't like about the movie?
I wish they could have brought up the Cassandra Jones thing a lot earlier in the movie. Because I remember like freaking the fuck out when that twist happened in the show. Yes. I was like, what?
Yeah, but my friends call me Casey. I was like, what?
My fans called me Casey. I was like, you better fucking lie. You fucking lie. But in the movie, they actually do have a Casey Jones. It's like, I have a suspicious feeling that he's related to this Casey Jones. And lo and behold, and by the very end of the film, you get a little, that's my mom. and I wish they could have like connect the dots a little sooner. I was surprised they didn't really go into that.
I do feel you on that one. I do wish Cassandra was in the movie too, at least a better cameo than they had her. It's also I feel like
it showed that she was going through some action when the crane showed up.
Yeah, that's like
I was like, what the hell was she doing?
That was one of the biggest things because she starts off as the foot recruit, and I love the foot recruit. In season 2.
I honestly thought she was Karai for the longest time.
Yeah,
I did too.
I did too.
Show up.
I did too. I thought she was Karai too, and then I was like, oh wait, no, that's not Karai, because Karai shows up. So there is that. Oh gosh.
Yeah, he just dipped out. Ooh.
We'll wait. Let's see if he comes back so we can end this. But Karai, I also wanted Karai in the movie too, but she wasn't in there either.
There it is.
Welcome back.
That happens sometimes when these things go too long.
Nah, man, you good. Anyway, Isaac.
What was?
Yes.
Out of 10 pizza slices, what are you giving this movie? And do you recommend?
Yes, I heavily recommend, even if you haven't seen the show, because you're probably going to want to go watch the show after this, if you like the movie anyway. Out of 10, dang, I'm really about to give this movie a 10, aren't I? Yeah, okay. I guess I'm giving it a 10.
All right. JR, recommend, and out of 10 pizza slices.
Oh, I would heavily recommend. Like, if you're a Ninja Turtle fan, like even if you are hesitant about watching Rise, watch the movie, and then you can just go and watch it from the beginning, like to this movie.
The first season is on Netflix.
Yeah, the first season is on Netflix. I had to fucking get Paramount Plus to watch the rest of it. Whatever. But for pizza slices, 10 with the best toppings. I won't say what are the best toppings. That is all for you to decide in the comments.
If someone says in the comments pineapple, we will ban you. I'm not gonna. All right. I thank you guys for listening to us, a jabber for Ninja Turtles for 40 minutes and everything like that. And if you like videos like this, leave a comment down below. Give this video a like and all that other YouTube nonsense. I am Shin the Hero. That is Hunter Rage Isaac. That is JR. And we are the N.W.A. And as we always say, show your attitude, you wonderful, beautiful nerd. Deuces.